make it a brighter place. It'll take creation, imagination.
Hi, this is Mary and Megan, and welcome to Mary's Stamping Happenings. Today we're going to be making this card, and this card was based on a swap I got from Emma Fox at our leadership conference in Orlando. Some of the Stampin' Up! Products we're going to be using here are, we're going to be using the stamp set from the Spring Mini by the Tide. We're going to be using Cajun Craze and Always Artichoke Classic ink. We're going to be using clear embossing powder. We're going to be using the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. We're going to be using the Basic Jewels, Rhinestone Jewels, mini glue dots. We're going to be using the Polka Dot Impression Embossing Folder. And we're going to be having about a 15 to 16 inch Marina Mist 1/8 inch ribbon. Cardstock, we're going to be using 8.5 by 5.5 base cardstock. We're going to be using Very Vanilla, a 4 by 5.25 and a 2.25 by 3.5, and another Cajun Craze 2.5 by 3 3/4 for our layer. We're also going to be using glimmer paint, the Frost White, and we're going to be mixing that with not quite navy, and some rubbing alcohol. So to get started, what we're going to do is with the Always Artichoke and the stamp set and the large Very Vanilla, we're going to be stamping that fan on the Very Vanilla a couple of times on the bottom portion of that. There you go. And then we're going to take that and we're going to only use half. I'm going to put the top half of that into the polka dot embossing folder. And we're going to run that through, just like that. We're going to run that through the Big Shot. And it'll come out looking just something like this. And then what we're going to be doing is we're just going to take this piece and we're going to spray the Glimmer Mist mix we made to give it a shine of blue, so it looks like it does come out of it's shimmering and it's a little blue tint, so it looks like it comes out of the ocean. I'm going to set that aside for a few minutes to dry. And then we're going to be doing some embossing here. We're going to use our Versamark, and we're going to use our Cajun Craze Classic ink. This is a really good thing to do if you don't have a lot of colors within your embossing powder. First off, you want to ink up the stamp with your Versamark because it is the lighter color, and you don't want to get the Cajun Craze all over your Versamark pad. And then you're going to take the Cajun Craze right over the Versamark and ink up that lobster. Then you're going to stamp that on the Very Vanilla 2.25 by 3.5. Then you're going to take your clear embossing powder, and I usually like to leave it in this Ziploc little box so we can keep it all there. Make sure you knock off the excess so when you do use your heat tool, and I promise I won't use it because it's pretty loud, but we would just emboss that and it comes out looking just like this. What we're going to do with that is we're going to take the 2.5 by 3 3/4 inch. We're going to put on the back of the Very Vanilla 4 glue dots. And we're just going to layer that on there. There you go. We're then going to take your larger Very Vanilla, and by this time it should be dry. It doesn't take a long time for it to dry. We're going to take your 1/8 inch or your 1/8 inch ribbon, Marina Mist, and we're just going to tie a little knot in one of the sides. And it really doesn't matter which side it is. Left over, right over left and under, left over right. And there we go. And then we're going to mount that onto your Cajun Craze base with 4 glue dots. And you're going to take your lobster, and we're going to put 4 of the medium-sized rhinestones, 1 in each corner. And I like sitting on the rhinestones to get them a little warm so they're a lot easier to come off and you won't lose the glue dots on them. And then with glue dots, 1 in each corner, you're going to mount that to the center of your card. Center it. And there's Card Thursday. Happy stamping!
If you wanna play, make it about a place. It'll take creation, imagination. Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind.